Okay, welcome back everyone. In this episode, we're going to continue to talk about digraph. Just remembering that a digraph is two letters that make one sound. Now, we've been talking a lot about consonant digraphs, and I gave you some examples in the last episode. If you remember, like we looked at things like SN as in snow, for example, okay, like that. But today I want to talk about something a little bit different, okay, and that's still digraphs, but it's the vowel digraphs, all right, vowel digraphs. All right, so vowel digraphs still the two letters that make one sound, but we usually find them in the middle of the words, but not always, but they're usually in the middle of them. So I'll give you some examples, all right? So we usually find this in the middle of a word, okay? In the middle of a word, but not always. Sometimes it's at the end. Here's a really good example, all right? So I'll put that just means for example, e.g., all right, this is a vowel digraph, O-A. Okay, O-A. And if I put it in a word like boat, all right, boat, like a boat, you can see it's in the middle of the word. So O-A is our vowel digraph, and we can find that in boat. There it is there. And it's in the middle of the word, okay, in the middle. All right, let's have a look at another one. So I'll just rub that out to show you. So that's the vowel digraph. Remember, it's two, all right, two letters representing one sound, all right? And then we write it like that, and but it makes one sound. Two letters, one sound. Okay. Talking about a trigraph. So we're talking about a vowel trigraph. So now we go into three letters that make one sound. Three letters that make one sound. I'll get rid of that, and I'll show you some examples, because this gets a little bit harder. And if we're, so three letters that make one sound, again, usually found in the middle of the word, but not always. Not always, okay? All right, not always. We usually find it in the middle of the word. And I'll give you some examples of that, all right, so you can see it in action, all right? If we have, here's one, T, C, H. So there's the tri, okay, which means three in English, all right, three. So there's the three letters, 1, 2, 3. But these three letters put together, okay, they make the sound like this. For example, I am wearing a watch. So I am wearing a watch. Now, there's the trigraph, watch. And I've shown you that it's not always in the middle. Sometimes it's at the end of a word, like this, end, okay? Watch, watch. All right. If we were to write another way, another word, for example, when we talk about something scary, we might talk about a witch. A witch. And again, you can see that the TCH is at the end, not in the middle. It's at the end, okay? At the end. All right? So sometimes vowel digraphs, vowel trigraphs, and I'm going to show you a quadraph in a moment. Sometimes they're at the end or in the middle of a word. Now, so we've had a digraph with 2, we've had a trigraph with 3, and now I'm showing you a quadraph, which is 4. And again, it's 4 letters that make one sound. All right, 4 letters. So now I should point out before I get on, before I do, that these ones weren't vowel. They weren't vowel digraphs. That was like a consonant digraph. But that's okay. Sometimes we can change over. All right, quadraph is 4 letters. 4 letters. 4 letters combined. Four letters combined to make one sound. Now, again, all right, so that's to make one sound. It's 4 letters this time. Now, often, but not always, but often, quadraphs, we usually find them, okay, more often we find them at the end. We find them at the end of a word, the end of a word. But not always. And I'll show you some examples, but not always. Okay, not always. There you go. Okay, so let me give you some examples of a quadraph. All right, so just remember, I'll just show you that it's, I should have put that up there, that it's a 4-letter. I'll give you some examples. This one. A, U, G, H, right? There's 4 letters, A, U, G, H. But if we put them in with L, A, U, G, H, we have made the word laugh, okay? To laugh, all right? To laugh at something funny, to laugh. And there's an example of a quadraph, okay? A, U, G, H. A, U, G, H. 4 letters that make one sound. And it's at the end of the word this time. I'll give you a couple more and show you these ones. E, I, G, H. There's a few words here, E, I, G, H, as in, let me show you some words, as in, way, all right, and neighbour. All right, so if you weigh something, you see how heavy it is. If you want to weigh something. And this is your neighbour, the person that lives next door, in the next house, or the next apartment. All right, And this is a really good example where it's a quadraph at the end of the word, and it's a quadraph in the middle of the word. I'll underline that for you. So there it is there at the end of the word, but here in neighbour, it's in the middle of the word. So sometimes it's at the end, sometimes it's in the middle. All right, I just want to show you one more example before we go. So it's a grapheme, a 4-letter grapheme that we write that represents just one phoneme. Okay, one phoneme, or we can say sound. All right, one phoneme, one sound. Okay, I'll give you one more example before we go, and of that, and I'll show you this one's a good one. O-U-G-H. Very common, we use this one a lot. And here's a few words. This sometimes the road can be rough. So it can be rough. All right, it was a rough ride, rough. So it's at the end of the word, rough. So you can see the quadraph in there. Another one, using the same ones. So that's in the middle, or at the end, I should say, at the end. Bought. There it is there. O-U-G. So now it's in the middle. Sorry, it's in the middle of the word. I went and bought some rice at the market. Bought. Okay, bought. And the last one, thought. I thought about that movie that I saw. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. So you can see here, it's at the end. Here, it's in the middle. And here, the quadraph is in the middle. There we go. Okay. All right. So now you have an understanding of digraphs, trigraphs, and quadraphs. If you have any questions, feel free, or if you need some more information, feel free to ask me or comment. All right, and don't forget to like the page, to subscribe, and to share. All right, I'll see you on the next episode. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.